have just met with the Governor General, and she has agreed to dissolve the 37th Parliament. A general election will be held on Monday, June 28th.
Days are good for the Canadian Conservative Youth Party Alliance. These days are good for us now. Days are good for the CCYPA. These days are good for us now.
Don't forget, it's a seedy neighborhood.
Welcome to the exciting world of Canadian elections. If you're a Canadian citizen and you're 18 years or older on election day, why not choose a riding and join the fun? This election handbook has all the information you need to become an official candidate. But since reading is boring, let Dylan Perceval-Maxwell show you how it's done. He's a 5-time candidate and a successful businessman. Dylan's store easily doubles as campaign headquarters and his staff as his campaign team.
Hi, I'm David Ross. I'm the Montreal area organizer, part-time volunteer.
I am the official agent, the financial agent. I am in charge of financial things, issuing receipts, keeping track of the accounts for the upcoming campaign and election, and I don't know what happens after that.
The demise of the Rhino Party and the Yogic Flying Party, the Green Party, must boldly fill in where those parties dare to go.
They're gonna laugh at us.
Check it out.
Politicians agree the first thing you need for your campaign is money. And we're talking lots of it. But fear not, if you don't have a lot of money, you can have a benefit show. Benefit shows are best organized by strange volunteers.
Just your friendly neighborhood avatar. Got a few skills, know a few people. I'll put together a benefit show, see if we can't get that campaign fund a little bit higher and, you know, get messages like Dylan's out there. You know, like there's a lot that needs to be changed if we're going to survive to see our grandkids. And it's guys like Dylan who are actually doing it.
My job tonight is to provide security for Dylan. There's been a lot of threats made on his life now that he's running for the Green Party. So I'm here to keep the riffraff out, make sure nobody takes any shots at him. I just need to find him. Once I know where he is, I'll be able to protect him.
He's a little bit stressed, you know, because he's not the most proficient public speaker.
The government, you know, sets up the infrastructure, unfortunately, for our society. And what they do is they set up the infrastructure to help us kill ourselves. For example, I mean, you know, they spend billions of dollars of our taxpayers' money for roads, whether we drive or not. If we pay taxes, we pay for the roads, which encourages people to drive, obviously, and to give kids asthma and lung cancer, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, if we didn't have roads, people wouldn't drive so much. If the city wasn't set up, you know, to encourage traffic and cars, and we wouldn't be driving so much.
Just remember, people go to benefit shows for the entertainment, so don't get offended if you can't get their attention.
Melanie Fates from many different places all around the planet are talking about the time of the great change when humans actually evolve and become enlightened and become back in balance with Mother Earth, Mama Gaia, we're raping. Okay, everybody please listen, we have to stop raping our mother. We must stop raping planet Earth, okay? This is our collective destiny. We have to all stop it, and we have to spread the message.
Stop raping our mother. I think we can all get behind that.
You need a $1,000 deposit just to declare your candidacy. But by the end of the night, you'll be well on your way and you'll have gained support.
I've never voted, but I'm gonna vote now.
Now you need to get 100 signatures from the people that live in your riding. Having a store makes it so easy for Dylan that he spends his time helping other people.
Je m'occupe d'organiser les candidats pour Montréal. Et là, on va aller faire des signatures pour un candidat qui ne peut pas se déplacer.
My father and myself have changed the law in Canada. We passed Bill C-104, which is mandatory DNA testing. When we petitioned the Canadian public to change this law, as it used to stand, me and my father received over 100,000 signatures from the Canadian public, so I've been pretty successful at getting signatures in the past.
Pens? Tu avec beaucoup de pens?
I've got pens.
Pen, and you have 2 pens?
Yeah.
Okay. And we have only one report.
J'en ai 2.
Taking a road trip is also a great way to get to know each other and discuss the issues.
You know, the chance, if you have a baby now, the chance of your kid reaching 60 is, in my opinion, about 1 in 5. You know, so I don't understand. I guess the thing is that parents don't realize this. A lot of them do, though. A lot of them realize that the world is sort of, you know, almost coming to an end, but they don't want to think about it. But it's not really a pleasant thing to think about, and nobody certainly wants to run as politicians, like, you know, vote for us because we're all fucking gonna die, you know, which is basically what the Green Party is saying, you know.
If you don't vote green, you die.
And that's what we're looking at here. Now, I don't think we're all gonna die, but maybe 90% of us, you know, and you know, that's something to think about. Maybe we should be a little bit concerned, you know.
As you approach your riding, you'll want to make sure you know where you're going.
You want me to go left here?
Non, c'est sûr, mais
left?
Yep, left.
C'est plus difficile.
So you want me to keep on going where I was?
Straight.
Right. Go back the way we came?
It's where we already passed it. We already there?
Oh. North, which is this way, left.
North.
Not only do you have to find your riding, but you have to find the public in your riding. And that usually means going shopping.
Les hommes, ça marche moins. Les femmes et les jeunes, ça marche très bien.
Bonjour, madame. I try and make eye contact or some type of subtle, you know, verification of body language with the person before I just ask them, because some people are in a rush, you know, and everybody wants to be asked.
You know, if I was perfect, then I'd probably be on a high horse, and I'd come off as preachy. But, you know, we all do what we can. There's no reason for anybody to feel guilty. Just, you know, try to do the right thing.
Just remember, you have to watch your back for the corporations.
Well, we were kicked out. They said on private property do not allow any solicitations for be it political or commercial. And they decided to be nice and to leave. But on hindsight, I'm thinking we should have asked to see their certificate of ownership, you know, and where we paid the and you know, proof they paid
I approached his car and I asked him the same question that we've been asking all day, and he said that he was going to call the police if I didn't leave immediately. So we walked away.
After a day of chasing the public and being chased by corporations, you're sure to have 100 signatures, and now you're ready to enter the race officially.
We're going to submit his $1,000 deposit and his 150 signatures.
So is this an official government office we're going to?
Yes, but it's just set up for the election.
A government building like this one will be transformed into your riding's bureaucratic headquarters. If you haven't yet seen a map of your riding, this is the place to go.
That's not so big. We can do that.
Eventually, you'll be escorted to meet your returning officer. In this riding, it's Mr. Paul Heinz. It's his job to make sure that there are no mistakes on your application. So be sure to read the instructions carefully, because you need a $1,000 deposit, an auditor's statement, your party leader's endorsement, your official agent's declaration. You need to bring a witness to take an oath, and you have to have at least 100 signatures that can be verified.
Bon, OK. On est en marche. Alors, on va examiner votre acte de candidature, si vous voulez. L'argent suivra. OK.
After an agonizing 48-hour wait, your candidacy will become official. And you're rewarded with the highest honor of government, paper. Voters' names and addresses and phone numbers. This is precious information, and it's reserved only for strong leaders like you. Before you do anything, you have to have a platform. And it usually starts with a slogan, something that you can repeat over and over and over again. Your platform is your vision for the citizens of your country. So you want to explain it in a way that's simple. Just think of voters as children. One of the most important things you can do for your campaign is put up signs. Signs are your ambassadors, working tirelessly for you day and night so you can focus on other things. As long as you're not afraid of heights, putting up signs is a great experience. And you get to add to the city's beauty. But since signs are expensive, you want to place them strategically. You might even want to get out the map.
So do you have a strategy?
Yeah, 2 or 3 per big road. We went over the big roads. We wanted to go to do Mount Royal, Ontario, St. Catherine. We did Ontario, Sherbrooke. We did St. Denis.
Just remember, if people look at you strangely, it's your right as a candidate to take over the streets.
It goes right down to the earth to China. It's a lot cheaper there.
Printing out flyers is also expensive, but it's essential to your campaign to get the message out in ways that voters are used to. No matter what, flyers have to get into voters' homes.
Okay, Hotel de Ville
Don't do any of this area here.
and Villeneuve. Okay, so we'll do starting where? At Henri Julien?
Sure.
So let's go. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Volunteers don't mind flyering because you get exercise. You get to see the neighborhood and check out the local freaks.
How many daisies drive their poor mamas crazy? Counting the waisies, they could be daffodils. Of all of those daffodils, standing on windowsills, how many stand there still, wishing they were daisies?
Whether you're flyering yourself or getting volunteers to do it, why not be creative? Why not use dogs?
We'll saddle them up and we'll go give out some pamphlets, and which will generate us some votes, I figure. Tasha, stay. It's a weird thing, asking people to vote for you. It's strange. Yesterday, Tasha, that one over there had to take a dump. I didn't think about that. Come on, Tasha, good girl. Come here, Tasha. You know, even though yelling out, "We have to stop raping our mother," is attention grabbing, it sets the wrong tone. You don't want people associating raping mothers with Green Party, even if they're saying that that's what we're collectively doing, you know, or that's what the other parties are doing, you know, whatever. We should get away from negative stuff. That's why politics is so lousy. Everybody's mudslinging and stuff. It's been a pretty civilized race, though, in this riding. As I said, Robert Gervais is a decent guy, Eric Steeman's a decent guy. Lucien Robillard is polite, even though she just sits on her ass all the time.
And with that mudsling, Brian's off to meet the public. His first encounter wasn't so great.
One very interested member of the public and another very angry person.
But all candidates know that you have to keep going.
Up in the Yukon, I hit that bong and then I turned up the stereo. Thought about Ontario and potato.
Now it's time to make some noise. During elections, protests are campaign hotspots. They're full of people so politically active, they're willing to leave home, chant in megaphones, and make activist art. Protests are also crawling with political candidates that you can learn from.
Is your first time running?
For the Green Party, yeah. It's not my first time running in an election.
Oui, moi aussi. Oui. Alors, c'est de la belle. Ah bon? Dans ici, Laurie.
Oh, yeah,
Oui, et elle Raza.
Je suis candidat du Parti vert du Canada pour le comté Laurentide-Labelle.
Oh, yeah. Vous êtes le leader du Parti
Vert au
québécois?
Québec.
How long have you been leader?
In English, I'm a municipality councillor
volunteer fireman, and I'm a syndicate delegate at my job, and the leader of the Green Party too.
Je suis bénévole, je suis animateur à l'heure du compte à la bibliothèque de Saint-Sauveur pour les enfants de 3 à 5 ans. Alors j'ai constamment leur visage en moi, dans ma mémoire.
As a journalist, are you allowed to be a member of the Green Party?
Probably not, but I do it as a writing exercise. Every election so far, the last 2 anyways, I've campaigned as a politician, as a kind of an exercise in democracy, to see what it's like to be a politician, to see what it's like to talk to people, and sort of as a response to the voter apathy stuff, because it's just seen more and more as the territory or the domain of the upper class lawyer types, which I think is dreadful and explains a lot of what's wrong.
Alors, le problème majeur actuellement, c'est de redonner confiance aux citoyens en leur démocratie. C'est encore plus important que les problèmes de l'éducation, de la santé, de quoi que ce soit.
We have to transform normal people as politicians. Nobody knows how to be, just like me, a chief. Nobody has to know what a leader has to do. Nobody knows in which way of the province a leader is supposed to be.
When I ran for the NDP, they were so fucking earnest. They were, you wanted to slit your throat at the end of it. It wasn't about the issues. It was about how serious everybody was. And it's ridiculous that they be that serious because they're really middling and milquetoast and boring. And, if you're going to be serious, at least blow something up. Or... Not really. I mean that.
So I guess
vote for me, I'll blow shit up. It's not true.
After a nice walk and some good conversations, you'll be happy you woke up on a Saturday morning. If you've done all that and still have money, you should definitely advertise on television.
If you care about the future, vote green. This little animal, this being that's different than us, doesn't have any say in the political process, but we do.
Most wild animals are on their way to extinction, as are humans.
The Green Party doesn't situate itself left or right. We place ourselves forward.
Even though there's a lot that you as an individual can do for your campaign, eventually you're gonna have to reach out to the media. But thankfully, the media are always standing by, ready to come to the rescue. You just have to know how to get their attention. Most candidates complain that getting media attention is hard.
There's some media coverage, but nowhere near enough.
It's very difficult to get through the television. It's very difficult to get through the newspaper.
That's because the media are an elite society. And if you're not shaking hands with the Dalai Lama when he comes to town, you're not even on the media's radar. But Dylan has found a vehicle for success.
He's customized his car to run it on used vegetable oil. And with all the French fries Montrealers eat, his fuel is cheap, abundant, and a green source of energy.
Dylan's car already ties into so many existing environmental, political, and social stories of the day. So, if you want to get media attention, you just have to find your hook. Think of journalists as fishermen, desperately seeking new stories to scare and entertain people. Then create an image, something freaky enough to get the media's attention, but still remaining true to yourself. Next, you want to take your image out on the road and see what the public thinks. And then if you can, you might want to seek advice from a professional.
I mean, the thing is, if you let people know who you are now, this is the election to do that, and then the next time around, if everyone's all of a sudden wearing suits and stuff, you're going to get twice as much press as a result. You know what I mean? If you go from being this perceived fringe party to being something that's acceptable by the mainstream, then you need to have a vision of you that's already established in order to go through transformation, in order to go through a perceived public transformation.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I mean, my hair's already lost, and I had a beard and longer hair. So I'm ready, you know, but hopefully my car will look better next.
TV producers rely on good actors to tell their stories. So be the best actor you can be, and you'll make the media happy.
Okay. So what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to get in your car and go around the block, and we're just going to get a shot of you coming down the street, parking your car, getting out of your car, and I think Heather asked if you might bring some oil just to fill up your car.
Why don't we do that first? Why don't I maybe fill up the silver car, and then I guess you want me to drive around the green car.
Yeah, right. I actually need you, if you could fill up the same car that you were driving, just for consistency.
Well, it's full. The green car is full. They can see me parking the silver car next to the green car.
Yeah, because it's the green car that really is like Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that. We could do that.
Think you really?
So, do you have your oil with you?
Yes, in the car.
So we can go outside.
During your interview, be sure to speak in sound bites.
Whether it's healthcare, taxes, there's fuel prices.
Even though you'll be interviewed at length about several issues, barely any of this will make it to air.
Arguments that make this green candidate see red.
And what are they scared of? Are they afraid we'll come up with some good ideas? Are they afraid that we'll suddenly want to get a lot of votes?
In the age of the shrinking soundbite, the media relies on brevity and passion. So give them what they want, and they'll give you what you want.
What's the cost of 11.5% of our school kids having asthma? You know, and how much money can we save by just saying 1% of diesel has to have biodiesel, or 10% of cars have to be hybrid? It won't cost the government any money, but we'll save billions in healthcare costs, and more important, we'll save the well-being of our population.
Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. Excellent.
Great.
You're all ready for a debate.
Sure.
You've been ready for years.
In every campaign, there comes a time when you start to see your opponent's face everywhere. In dreams and hallucinations.
Step 2.
Chasing Gilles.
Where is Gilles Doucette?
We still have to find him. Ask him why he's not using biodiesel.
Well, let's go.
Yeah, let's get out of here.
When this time comes, it will feel like a religious experience. And you'll know that it's time to confront your opponent, wherever he may be.
this is the campaign bus of the Bloc Québécois. They say they for sustainable development, but of course doesn't run on biodiesel, and it sounds like it's running right now, which is an example of how much they practice what they preach and how much they're full of shit.
But before you go charging in, know your territory. This is Gilles Town, La Fête Nationale, an orgy of separatist fever.
Et vous et tous ensemble nous pouvons construire et nous dire que nous savons grandir et être fiers de nous quand nous sommes unis, déterminés dans la vie.
I think he realized I was a candidate. We gave him a pamphlet and everything. I think he realized I was a candidate.
Did he take your pamphlet?
Yeah. And he was friendly.
Even though your opponent must go, you'll know that you faced him candidate to candidate, and he takes a piece of you with him. During the good old days when only rich white men could vote, politics was a communal affair where people voted together and heard the results together. But in today's fragmented society, fewer Canadians are voting, and fewer people around the world are voting, especially amongst young people. So make phone calls, send emails, put up posters, and if you have to, drive people to vote.
Don't die. Vote green and live.
Why are you voting green?
Why am I voting green? Because I care about the earth and I want the earth to be a good place for all of us to live in. That's why green.
Have you voted green before?
No, but there's always a first time.
How did you hear about the Green Party?
Here, right here.
You think he's a good candidate?
He better be. He looks good.
So how come you're voting today and not on election day?
Oh, it's so much easier, just to avoid the whole hassle of it and, get it over with in one shot,
Yeah.
And I had Mr. Presidente here drive me for the vote, so offered me all the tequila I could drink.
Driving voters to the polling booth is perfectly legal so long as you don't force people to vote for you. And preferably, your car should meet safety standards.
Hi, how you doing? Good.
Your friend want to vote or?
Yeah, these people want to vote, yeah.
Well, first of all, I want to know if I'm in the list. That's my preoccupation. I want to know if I'm in the list. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Well, you can't, don't worry, they won't let you vote if you're not on the list.
Well, that's why I came
There's someone, okay?
Yeah.
Just
Rest easy, please.
Whether you're on the voters list or not, all you need to vote in advance in a federal election is personal identification and a proof of address.
It's a good thing. I put my little 2 cents worth there, Put my mark in there. Hopefully all those little peas add together. Peas in the pod. Make one big happy family.
Putting up a sign near the voting station is a great idea. And by taking people to vote, you can get their help.
Let me see, is it visible? Oh, it's visible, Dylan. And your name is visible. Who is visible?
Don't hurt the tree. That would be very ungreen.
You screamed the tree. Oh my God, that's very nice. Erase that. It's bad for publicity. Start all over again. You gotta edit that part, okay?
You look down, but at least people who are going to vote can see it there,
Edit the part where he takes the machete and starts chopping the tree down.
information center is a great way to get out the vote, especially if you have staff and you can get inside the building.
Hey. Oh, hi. Yeah, I'll show you the theater. This is the head office of the Green Party. This is where it all happens. Most of the stuff that goes on here. You'll just see like posters and stuff, and there's no one around, but there's a lot of stuff going on, a lot of things to talk about.
So are people coming in from the street to see the place?
Yeah, all the time.
Really?
Most of them, yeah, most of them speak French, and I don't speak French, so not that I have anything to do with the Green Party, but I just say, hey, welcome, peace.
You give them a flyer, I guess?
Pardon me?
You give them a flyer?
Yeah, that's a good idea. No, I usually don't give him flyers, but
Really?
I should. Yeah. Don't mind him. There's no more posters. It's pretty much an empty room. Yeah, there's not really any walls or anything. There's not really many people hanging out here, but stuff is happening.
Other parties, this is where you usually, put employees, you have a desk, you have a phone, but since we have no employees, it doesn't make much sense to have we can't really use an office the way other parties would.
On election day, you're not technically allowed to campaign. But still, the media machine must be fed. In 2004, Canadians across the country woke up to see Dylan on national television. He wasn't technically campaigning, but he did get the message out.
And the biodiesel comes from waste animal products, which is what they used to use for mad cow. And if we had agreed this by government years ago, we wouldn't have had the mad cow fiasco because we used for biodiesel. We would have saved billions of dollars, and also billions of dollars in healthcare.
Amidst all the excitement, you mustn't forget to vote. Candidates are citizens first, so you'll vote as a regular voter with no special treatment. Though some candidates have found a way to campaign inside the polling booth.
So you're working for?
Marc Rousseau, Conservative candidate for Outremont.
And what is he doing here today?
He's just going around to say hello to his representatives and other representatives of all parties.
Oh, so he's...
Which is customary.
Okay. And how is he doing?
And a fair gentleman's play.
But he's not trying to influence voters at this point.
He's not allowed to do that.
And by meeting...
Unless people are influenced by seeing him.
Oh, I see.
But this is legal. Okay.
What makes you say that and why? So then, how can you campaign?
Canadians have been allowed to place their ballots in the ballot box since 1993. Before that, voters watched enviously as government officials did it for them.
Organized. They wrote my name wrong. I could probably voted twice if I wanted to. So they wrote me as Dylan. My last name is Dylan. My first name is John.
Election night will never feel so good as when you're a candidate. You're treated like a king. You get to watch TV. Your community comes out to support you, get really, really drunk. No matter how you do, it's a good party. And that's what politics is all about.
I got twice the conservative vote. That's good.
It's funny, you know, I have Westmount as my riding, and also downtown Montreal is part of the Westmount Marie, Chinatown.
Green Party candidates and stuff are weird enough that you don't need to do a mockumentary. Because they could easily be the subject of a documentary and have it still be weird and interesting.
That's
you
what
know,
I discovered.
funny too, yeah.
What? I mean, cat. Io lo sì, un candidato.
Bravo!
Toil for your oil, Mother Texas. Don't be a foil for a wholesome breakfast. Toil, toil, stand by your master's content. Refuse to